Well, I had waited for some time to get back in the action genre. I had left it for a couple of years. I wanted to work in the other genres. I wanted to do more drama. I want to do comedy. I want to do family too as well. So when this script came along, it came along about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I read it. I loved it. The story spoke to me. The character spoke to me. So well written against a very simple backdrop. I read it. I loved it, and immediately I knew I wanted to do it. Well, the first thing that spoke to me was just the character itself. I love the idea um, that it was a story about two brothers who loved each other dearly, and one was ripped away from the other one. And my character had to go away to prison for about 10 years, and when he got out, the men responsible for killing my brother were going to suffer the consequences at my hand. And again, that's a very distinctive, simple storyline. Yet all the characters are layered with complexity and layered in truth and layered in complication. And every character has a great backstory and a great story in how they all intertwine with each other throughout the story. The writers, the Gayton brothers, they did a great job in terms of the tone and nailing the tone of the movie, and you got it right away. There's a throwback feel to the script, very Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Bullet, movies like that of that era. Which you go back into the '70s, and they were fans of those movies where your main character had one desire and one focus, and all the other characters around him were always well layered. There's a good description for Driver, which aside from there's a cool description, which was he's cooler than the other side of the pillow. Okay, well that's funny. But even in his darkest days, and he has a lot of them, the character is described as being very righteous, which I think is a powerful way to describe someone who is going out and seeking revenge and looking to kill a lot of bad men. There's a throwback style and sensibility to the action, but not even throwback in its tone, but there's when it comes to fighting, I have a gun and there's gunplay and then there's a car, but even outside of the car, there's Driver wasn't he's not a skilled martial artist in any way, but he does have an animal instinct that can't be denied, and he has the ability to rip someone's head off, in a very powerful, simple way. And I think that, as the movie progresses, you see that, he's not a mixed martial artist, doesn't have very complicated fight scenes, and our style, the what with the stunt coordinator, what we wanted to do was just to make sure that it was a guy who, for the better part of his mid-20s to mid-30s, grew up in prison and fought daily until he was put in the hole. When he got out, he fought again. George Tillman is he's a very detailed and very studious director, and he's great in just a way in terms of what he'll provide and what he'll provide an actor. Pages and pages of backstory, movies that you can watch, other characters that you can watch too. Always encouraging actors to be involved in the process and communicate. That's a big thing with George, which I love, by the way. I enjoy that part of working with George and just sitting down and just talking about it and talk every day, by the way. George comes to my trailer every morning, and we talk about the scene, and we talk about the emotions of the characters, the emotions that the characters are going to feel, what feels good, what doesn't.